Hello. Hello. Hello, guys. Okay. Looks like everything is working fine. We got everything working. Yeah. So, guys, I'll be currently streaming a new project. Like I've been telling you guys about the project. I've been doing that for quite some time now. I haven't started it, but I decided to kind of like start it without procrastinating any longer. Basically, a flowery gift app on React Native. So we'll be using React Native for this project. So the whole thing will be built on React Native, like I said, and we are going to build it from scratch all the way to the end and the whole functionality. I'm also hoping to actually push it to production, try it out in the real world, and see how people uses it. So that's also the plans for it. And yeah, here's the whole design about the app. I'm not the one that has the design. So if you're looking for the designer is called Amal Khatib. Yeah. So here's the design and the whole stuff, both the user experience map and the design process. She kind of like laid everything out here and the user research. And also the problem statement. Like you can actually go through the whole link and look through the whole stuff. Yeah, that's it. So I'll be following a design map here, and we'll be implementing the whole stuff live with you guys. Um, I will not be implementing the whole stuff today, since you guys already know we the way we work on our project is kind of like episode by episode, sections by sections, and we are hoping to continue that on this project too. Before we start, if you know you haven't subscribed to the stream and you haven't subscribed to, did I say stream? That should be channel. Yeah. So if you know you haven't subscribed to my channel, both on Twitch, YouTube, LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, you don't subscribe, you actually follow me. So guys, go over there, subscribe, follow, and also on my social platform. Let's get in touch and talk more about software development, building real projects, and not doing tutorial stuff. Kind of like focusing on building real life projects. Yeah, with that being said, let's go over to the project and start working. So first thing will be we have to head over to React Native site. Also this is my first time kind of like trying to build something to production using React Native. I've been working with React. If you're kind of like curious, yeah, I've been working with React, not React Native. So basically, React for the web. I've been building projects with React for the web, but not React Native. So I just decided to try this out in a real life project and see how that looks. So we could head over to, is it guides? Introduction. I'm trying to bootstrap something. Environment setup. Let's see. Wait a second. So yeah, so I'm looking for this. So I'm using React Native CLI. Also, if this is your first time trying it out, you could actually follow the instructions here to install React Native on your platform or environment. So basically, there are two options you guys have. You have the Expo CLI quick option, or you could actually make use of React Native CLI. I prefer using React Native CLI. So If you prefer Expo, you could just go through the Expo installation. So basically, you have to install this globally using npm package or yarn, anyone you have, yarn. And then to create a project, you say Expo init awesome project. That's basically your project name. And yeah, that's basically it. I think that's all for Expo CLI. Then for React Native CLI, so you follow this instruction. For Mac OS, you select this. For Windows, you select this. For Linux, you select this. Basically, since I'm working with Mac OS environment, so I need to select this and then target Android and iOS. So I already did the setup for Android on my Mac OS and also did the setup for iOS on my Mac OS too. So that's it. For Windows, I think you already have Android and not iOS. So you can already work with Android for Windows. Then Linux, I don't know if you could work with both. Okay, no, you could already work with Android for Linux too. So that's it. Yeah, so with that, so go through this guys and see how to set everything up. So basically let's go ahead and init a project. So initting a project, basically you can use this command here. So say npx react native init awesome project, or we could actually make use of this particular command and choose a template, React Native template TypeScript. So we have these two options, this or this. We could actually go forward and use a TypeScript template. We'll be actually be doing JavaScript and TypeScript at the same time. It doesn't change much, but it always makes kind of like it kind of like always makes sense to stick with TypeScript when you're building a TypeScript app. But you could actually interchange both language. You still get what you want. So I could just go ahead and copy this. Once you have copied that, let me see. But before we do that, let's see if there's another template file we could actually use. So of using that. No, that's not what I'm looking for. So I'm trying to see the template argument, see what other stuff you could actually do with that. Maybe JavaScript, target only JavaScript. Just keep on using the TypeScript one. Let me see. Just copy that. Oh, I think I made a mistake. I should add React Native there. Like we have already seen the TypeScript one. Let's go ahead and use that. Since I kind of like also code on React on TypeScript, not that very good, but kind of like pushing forward and learning more about it. So let's use that. So the next is basically open up my hyper terminal. So you can actually use your real terminal or any terminal on your system. You could use this, but I installed a terminal called hyper terminal. That's basically what I use mostly. And open that up, and then do this. And next will be to open up my Finder. So here's my Finder. Head over to React Native folder. And here is my React Native folder. Before I do that, I could actually just say cd and then drag this over here and then type enter. I'm already inside a folder. I can go ahead and bootstrap my app by pasting the command I copied before. Notice we need to copy that again. Where is that? That should be okay. Yeah, we got it. So here it is. So basically just copy that, nothing more. So copy the paste that in here and then hit your enter key and then relax and everything will be done. No, you don't need to relax. We need to kind of like answer this question here. So you just say yes. I think we need to, yeah, we'll wait for this to kind of like finish up. Maybe you can get a coffee or anything you like drinking, water on your table, and then wait for this. Just forgot I didn't actually put this stream on LinkedIn because I was supposed to kind of like add a stream on LinkedIn. But for some reason, I didn't. So I just added that on LinkedIn right now. So if you want to watch from LinkedIn, so you could just go over there. Just forgot I didn't actually put okay. LinkedIn because I was supposed. Okay, so guys, we made a mistake. Come on, we didn't even notice that. I'm not trying to, we don't need to create a project with this particular name. So our project name should be called Flowery. Just call that Flowery Flowery gift app. So just say gift app. Then say init again. So wait for this to kind of finish up. And while that is still installing all those dependencies and whatever, we actually look at what we want to actually accomplish today. So basically I want us to be able to finish up the welcome screen, create the welcome screen like I mean to say, and then also be able to add fonts to the app. So add fonts to the app. I think that's it. Just add fonts and finish up the welcome screen. I think if we could accomplish both, we are good to go. That's basically this and this. In the next episode, we could just be working on other ones. So let's open up our terminal and see. So this is still installing. So it's asking CocoaPod is necessary for the iOS project to run correctly. Do you want to install it? So you could just say yes with Gym or with Homebrew. I think I can go with Gym. So just tap enter to select anyone. Okay, now we are having some issues. So it's saying failed to install CocoaPod dependencies for iOS project, which is required by this template. Please try again manually. And we could actually try again on our own, but before we try that, let's open our project on VS Code. So just type code and give a space and type a dot. That will actually open up. Oh, okay, we did it the wrong way. So it shouldn't be this. So first of all, we have to CDM to the project we just created. So CDM. Once you CDM, so what's the project name again? If you could remember. So just copy that. That's the project and paste that in here. So CDM in here, and then we have to do the command again, code space dot enter, and that will open our project in a VS Code. In that somewhere here. I just this stuff, just minimize most of them. Basically here is our VS Code. So let me just set this up first. Create a new terminal. I don't know why that's not showing up previously. So here we go. And it asks us to CDM to our iOS folder and then run pod install. So we could just say cd iOS and then run pod install. What did he say? Okay, we are having some problems. I think there's a way I was able to finish get this to work. I think I did something like bundle install. Okay, so right now I could actually try that command again, pod install, and it will work this time around. Yeah, if I remember, yeah, it's working. Because I had previous issues. I kind of like did a research, I couldn't find anything. But all of a sudden I didn't know how I came about that. Couldn't remember how I came about that command. And okay, yeah, it's complete. Yeah. So we could just go ahead, clear this out. And first of all, let's test this. Maybe let's test run our app on different devices. So let's test run on simulator, iOS simulator, still using their guidelines. So to test run this, we could actually use npx react stats, or we could just say npx react native run android, or we could use, I think we actually call this command, basically call this. So in here we have package.json. So we already have those commands added here. So I have Android, you have iOS. So I could just say over here, just type in npx, not npx, just use npm, because we are using npm for our package manager. We are not using yarn. So yeah, we are using npm. So we just say npm run, then say iOS. So that way, kind of like run this command we have here. Why is it running on iPhone 13 and not on this one? Okay, I think I can hide this for now and keep this here. Okay, let's wait for this. Once this is done, let's see what we have. So it's still building. Okay, so I think our app is running. I don't know because it started this Metro CLI. Okay, okay, there we go. So we finally was able to run our app on one of our S code, not one of our iOS simulator, which is iPhone 13 simulator, and it's running quite good. And we could actually close this and try this on Android. So I could just say Control C and then enter to terminate this process. Close that entirely. Go ahead and get this. And we forgot to cd out from our iOS directory. So just cd out from there. So back to our root directory. And then we could just run the same command again. But this time around, we're going to say open. I wonder if we could actually do that. I think there's one stuff we could actually do. Can first of all open Android emulator. So open that so that I will actually get ready. Put that aside and minimize this. So there we go. We have our emulator live. Let's run this for Android. So we just say npm run Android. Hopefully this starts running and we won't get any error, because I usually get errors while running this on Android than running it on iOS. Okay, I was able to successfully run. So that was actually successful. Okay, there we go. So these are Android. So our React Native app is running on Android and also running on iOS without any issues. And so you can actually keep both of them side by side if that is actually possible. Yeah, so there we go. Our Android and then our iOS. So that's good. Next will be actually to start working on other stuff. I prefer actually working on iOS with this, so I will just close this for now, terminate this, and go back to running this on iOS. So I will just say npm run iOS, start that again. Once we get that up, I think the next thing we could actually do is just to add fonts to our app. Before we do that, let's kind of like add welcome screen before we add anything. So we could just put this aside somewhere. Let's put it somewhere here. I think that would make sense. Okay, so head over to so I'm going to go ahead and create a folder called screen right here in our root directory. I'm going to call this folder screens, and we'll actually create another folder called navigation. But for now, before we do that, let's kind of like create most of the stuff here. And in here, I'm going to create a just a txs file, and I'm going to call that welcome for that welcome screen tsx. And in here, we actually implement what we want our welcome screen to look like. So we could actually say let's first of all create React functional component. I think you can do that. We say so, yeah. So this will help us to implement that. Say React functional component with exports. Yeah, so there we go. So it's called welcome screen, and in there we have div, but we don't need div. Go to remove that, and we're going to import something instead of div called view. We'll actually import that from React. So React natives. So I'm gonna say view from React natives. Yeah, there we go. That's what I need us to import. Basically we could just remove this div we have here with that. Yeah, so you have a view, and under it you're going to have another closing tag view. So there we go, that's it. And in here we have to import another one called test. And in there we're going to basically make use of that test that we imported. Go ahead and save this, and next is to implement navigation. For now we can just go straight ahead in here in our app. So we are still going to change a lot of stuff, but let's gonna skip some stuff and get this to actually show some stuff, our own code. Then maybe in our next upcoming lessons we just need to sit down, rearrange most of this stuff, put everything where it's supposed to be. I can like have a clean build folders and other stuff. So next will be in here we could just import something called, I'm going to uncomment all this stuff out, we don't need that. So in here I'm going to import something called navigation container. So that will be coming from, so actually do the imports here. I'm going to say import, yeah, navigation container from React navigation. Okay, this, we didn't add this module, we need to add this. So we need to add this dependency. So say React Native. Okay, so we have to use npm install React Navigation / native. So yeah, go ahead and minimize this, and then open up the yeah, so you can see everything we are doing. Clear this, and in there we just say npm install React Navigation / native. You actually pause this and close that. Install that. Let's see if that was actually installed. So we have React Navigation Native. There's another one I think we need to install too. So basically I think we need to install this. Yeah, so npm install native stack. Go ahead and install this. Going to go ahead and install most of the package that we need. Okay, that was installed. Again, I'm going to install this. Okay, I don't think we need to install that because we already have save area there. I think we are good to go. Okay. Let's see what else we need to do. Okay, so next thing you can cd into iOS folder, and then if you're working on Android, you don't need to do this, but for iOS, just cd into iOS folder and then run pod install. So this gonna like install the packages we just recently installed now for iOS. And then next is to clear this off and then cd out and go ahead and run iOS app. While that is running, let's see. Okay, so we could actually, after this is done, let's head over here and start creating our navigation stack. On that in here, since I uncommented this out, I'm just going to say oh yeah, navigation. Yeah, so navigation container. I'm just basically going to say the navigation container, and inside navigation container we are going to add stack navigator. So to create that, I'm going to import create native stack navigator. Import this. Okay, so it's actually suggesting the code for us, and I'm going to get that from native stack. Yeah, the package. Yeah, so create native stack navigator. That's what we want to install, and right somewhere before our app, we just create constant called stack. Also, that's supposed to create native navigator stack, and then we could just basically use that in here. And I'm going to say stack dot navigator. Inside it, I have another closing bracket, stack dot navigator, and inside here I'm going to add initial routes. So for now I'm going to hard code that. So initial route is going to basically say welcome, and again we're going to say header. So there's a property called header, a comma here. What okay, no, not this. So that should be screen option. So instead of screen option, we could just do what we want to do. No. Okay, inside here we could have a package a parameter called header should set that to false. So another one is header tint color. I'm basically going to set that to, for now, hardcode that to say white, to be white. Lastly, header style. So background color. So let's just hardcode a color for now. I'm going to say that should be blue. I think we are good to go. Before we do that, next will be add a stack screen. So the stack screen, the name is welcome, like we use here, and the component that we are going to use is called welcome screen. Yeah, so welcome screen, we just added that in here. And option, we could actually set the title for the screen by adding that particular option property. Says option is equals an object. Say in there, we're going to say title. Title is basically going to say welcome. Go ahead and save this. Okay, we are having a lot of errors here, so it's saying we're actually having an error right now, so I'm trying to debug this to figure out where this is coming from. So we run this again, pod install. cd into iOS directory, and in there you just repeat that one. Okay, and next repeat pod install. Okay, go ahead and run this. So saying you can just say npm run iOS. Okay. Let's see where this is actually coming from. Let's see. Let me cross check this with my previous project and see what we're actually missing here. So I don't think we're actually missing any step. Um, so I'll start the navigator. Okay, we have initial route name, um, screen option. In there we have a stack the screen name, welcome, which is basically what we have here, and a component is going to render is a welcome screen component we created, an option which has a title welcome, and I think that should be it. So we have this view property, we have the test property right here, and we have can't find anything wrong here, but let's go ahead and put this out somewhere. So let's check for this online. Here, so someone is suggesting we install these two. I don't know why that is actually needed, but let's try that. Hopefully that gets fixed if you do that. So let's stop this from running at the moment. Terminate this. Come on, head over here, cd out, clear this, and then go ahead and install the both package that is suggested here, React Native Screens and React Native Safe Area. Let's try that. Finger crossed, and hopefully that gets fixed. So I'm going to say npm install. After that, next is the native safe area context. Install that too. Okay, both of them is actually installed. Let's create this. And cd into iOS and then run pod install. Okay, let's create this. Once that is done, next is basically head over to, okay, run the code, create this, cd out, and then run this iOS again, npm run iOS. Okay, yeah, it's working. So we are not longer having any error. You actually see that position up here. So once that is working, let's go ahead and add a full color, style our view. Let's be fast about this and see what we could actually do. So we actually down here, down below here, you could actually create style sheets. Once you create that, and you could just head below here and then start creating a style sheet. Okay, already suggested a similar code for us. And in there, we could actually say main for the main container. And I'm going to say background color is basically going to be the color of our project main color, which should be this. And how do we get this color? Yeah, so the designer actually provided that to us, and we could actually copy this out. So that should say E27, E27. So I have E27. So I have E27. Yes, guys, give me a second. Let me check something out. So I have E27 A94. So I have that A94, A94, A90. Yeah. So E27 A94. I think that's all. Is there any other stuff? Okay. I think we're good to go. And once we have that, I could actually go ahead and say inside here have style, which is equals to, and I'm going to basically make use of our style here. And the style that we want to make use of is basically let's say yeah, so just save that. You actually see that being applied, but it's actually taking the shape of the test field, which is inside here. Let's see if we can add a height property here, if that could make a difference, because it's taking the height of the child property, the child component, which is the test itself. Say 100%. Okay, that's good. So now it's taking the full height of the screen. Say test align center, so that's not aligning. So shade is not actually aligning in here. So maybe we could actually add a style for the shade. So we could just say welcome test. Font size, let's say font size is 30. Which, okay, add a color, font weight, but we are trying to say test align center, and that's still not working. Align self. Okay, no, we haven't used that yet. So for that to work, so we could just over here tap into the style property. So that's equals to, and in here I'm going to make use of styles dots, welcome test. Save that. And there we go. But that's kind of a position at the top over here. Sure. Is that even allowed? Oh, or we could actually import something called dimension, the screen height. I think we could actually make um work as if we are working with Flutter here a bit. So I like working similar way. So I get the dimension of the screen, the height of the screen, then I use that in some ways to kind of like get push this down all the way here. So in every screen it kind of like pushes down to the center of the screen where we want it to be. And we could actually do that by saying constant screen width dimension dot get window dot width, and also do the same height. Okay, once we have that, let's say say margin top 50% is that, but that's not what we want. So let's say screen, so screen width, which no, not this. Okay, yeah, there we go. So that's what we are looking for. So it just positions this at the center of the screen because we divided the height into two, and there we get this position right here. So that's one way to do that. So you can actually do the same stuff in Flutter. So in Flutter we just use something like media query dot context, something like that. So here we get hold of this, the current device width and height, then you can just divide, multiply, or something like that to position where what you want to do, or any stuff like that. So go ahead and remove these two. One thing that's needed, I think that's, there we go. Let's see if there's something else we need to do. So this test should basically say something like Flowery. We could actually have a new folder. I'm going to create a new folder, call that folder core, and inside the core folder I'm going to do something like get another folder, say custom test, and inside the custom test we could actually have another folder called team. For now I don't know if we're going to do teaming for the app, but let's say inside the custom test I'm going to have call this hard-coded test dot tx. I'm going to create class. I need a constructor. Okay, I'm going to say export default. That should be okay. That's basically what we're going to export here. um and the test we are going to do here is basically going to say Flowery. I think that's it, because our app says the app name is Flowery. Yeah, and the welcome screen says, yeah, Flowery. So we just added that. We're gonna go ahead and minimize this, and we could actually make use of this somewhere in our welcome screen. And then could actually make use of that in here. So we just imported it, and we just say tab welcome. Instead of calling that welcome, naming that welcome, we could actually name that to say something like first of all, let's see, I think we forgot something. Create constant in TypeScript. Okay, I see. Oh, that's still cannot be constant. Okay, just leave that way, and this says, like I said, this should say welcome test, and right here should be welcome test. Save that. Yeah, so we got our test says Flowery, and I think that's it. So the last thing we could actually do, well, not the least, is basically go ahead and start this up to actually look a bit more like what we have here. And to do that, we need to add a custom font and all those stuff into our app, which I say we also have to touch today. Let's go ahead and add a custom font. So first of all, we need to create a folder. So create a folder called assets, ASSETS assets. And inside the assets folder, we create another folder called fonts, FONTS, and inside the fonts, so this asset, I think we can actually have a something called so I can actually have images right here. So inside our asset, I'm going to go ahead and drag some fonts that I've been using in my app. So if you have been following along throughout my tutorials, so you see how I downloaded this fonts, but for the sake of those who are joining today, I could actually show you how to do that. So head over to Google Fonts. So say Google Fonts, and here's our Google Fonts. And you could actually search for any font you want to download. So let's say the font we have here. So the fonts you have here, so Interbold. So let's say we want to download Enter. So Enter, and there you go. So there's the font. And if you open that up, just check this, the one you want. So let's say we want all these font variants, you just check. So if you tap on that, come on, go out. So tap, 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 tap. So we are basically trying to select all, select every single thing. So we selected all the font variants, and then we could just head over in here. Where is it? Okay, yeah, just tap download. It will download the whole stuff for you in a zip file. Then what you need to do on your computer is just head over to your Finder, open that up, head over to downloads. Yeah, unzip this. If you unzip that, so there you go, open static. So there you have all the fonts you want to add. So actually, you can actually go from here, add all this stuff. So you guys actually made me to do this from the beginning again, but it's okay. Just select everything and then minimize this. Minimize. Okay, leave this for now. Then drag this, drag every single thing, and drop that inside a font folder. There it is. So we have all our font, and last but not the least is to add this particular font that's kind of like in an italic form. Copy this out. I think I should copy this from there, from S code. Let's see. I'll show that in Finder. So just go ahead and copy it from here. Close this, minimize this, and then paste that inside our fonts. We can't actually paste it. Notice. So show in Finder. Copy or Control C, copy that, and then over here, can't paste it. So yeah, now we are able to paste that. That's called Aurora regular. So paste that in there. Delete. Just close this off. You could actually see the font right here. So here we go. And next is to kind of like make this usable by our app. That will be to create a file called React Native config file. So we're going to create a config file right here. Let's see if we have one. So we don't. So let's create a file, paste this inside, and there we go. In here, we're going to copy a code and paste it. So go ahead and save this. So there we go. Assets, forms, and so on and so forth. Make sure that it's matching the folder you created. Yeah, so everything is matching this particular folder. Once all those are done, I think see what else we need to do. So let's head over to our terminal. I'm going to run some code here, but first of all I need to close this down. Once that is completed, close that. I'm going to go ahead and run this code. basically waiting for this to finish up. Okay, I think that's done. Um, let's see if there's something else we need to do. Okay, before we run our app, let's head over to the welcome screen. And for the test, let's say font style or font family. So that should be font family, not Roberto, not Roberto. That should basically be this font name that we have here. This one. Just copy the name. So the way I do that is I just click on rename, then I copy that, and there we go. And close this, and then replace this with it. I think that's the only stuff I need to do here. And I say that the font size is this, and the color is not white, so we need to work on the color too. But for now, let's keep this way and test this out and make sure that everything is actually working. So I'm going to say npm run iOS. There we go. So we could actually see the fonts taking shape, and it's actually the font we want to add. And since we could actually see that working, the next we could actually do is to add the color. So the color should be black. Okay, basically a black color. So let's do that. And there should be 0, 0, 0. I think that's enough. Save that and changes it to black. And then we are saying the font weight is bold. Font size, let's increase that to 60. I think that makes sense to what we have. So let's keep that side by side and compare both of them. So there we go. But this is more bold than this. So actually, maybe we could actually use extra bold. Okay. So 800, 900. Okay. Okay, so let's try 900. Maybe we could actually leave it this way for now. Because the font looks like the font we have doesn't have more bold variants in it. No, so even in italic. Let's leave it. Yeah, I think we are good to go for now. So we are able to add our welcome screen with our welcome test showing up here. We could actually try working with animation. Our hand on animation, if you look React Native, and see how that works. So in here we could use from Okay, so let's try that. Adding animation. So that we can actually use a property called animated from React Native itself. So yeah, so we can get hold of a property called animated right here, and inside our welcome screen, we'll try using use effect. Actually get that from here, from React itself, called use effect. No, so let's say use effect. In here, okay, we kind of like been suggested to use something. The next we could actually use states. So we can just import use state from here. Use states, and then we could actually say so new animated value should be from 0. We could actually make use of that here. Okay, and to value, say duration is 1000, that's 1 second. Use native driver true and start true. Let's see how to restart our app for that. Actually check this out in the documentation and see that we are doing the right thing. So here we are, and thinking with us somewhere here, animations. Come on. Okay, so use effects, animated or timing, which is basically the same stuff we are doing here. Animated or timing, and okay, fade in, that's basically the state they have here. Okay, I think we had one messing stuff up here, so we have to use that value. You have to use that value to animate one of the properties that we have here. Yeah, so that's it. So we can actually say something like I want to animate a test, so head over to the transform property, or not this, so I'm talking about the transform property. So animate the x-axis, and we're going to make use of this. Okay, let's see, so I want to animate this, our style. Can I have a comma here, and I can talk about the transform. In there. So I'm going to set transform to be an array, and inside the array, okay, looks like we have to actually use this inside an array. We could just add this inside an array and add the whole styles in there. So this looks this way, comma, and in here we have another object property, and we target the transform property, okay, which gives us this. Okay, so we just target the translate. Okay, what do we do now? Say translate x, and we're going to use the appear from left. Actually, we're not actually doing anything wrong here. So I could actually see that transform. So we have this transform property which accept an array, and have this object property. We are targeting the translate x on the x-axis. TypeScript, now not basically from the code we are writing. Okay, we actually have to wrap something with animated view. Okay, okay. I think we are the one actually doing it wrong on our do way. So let's fix this up. Go ahead and remove this from here. Okay, and then wrap this whole stuff. So I'm going to use animated view here. So there we go. And in there, you can just go ahead and paste this. And right in here, we could actually make use of our transform code that we were trying to add. We just say transform, just in there, we could just say translate. And X, we are going to use the state variable from left. I think that's it. So we're not actually getting the errors anymore. If you go ahead and save this and then run the code again on our simulator and see how that works. So I'm going to say npm run iOS. Okay, that worked. That worked. That's actually working. So we are moving it from 0 to so basically moving it from 0 to 100, which is this way. What if we move it from start being at -100? Let's say from -200 to 0. Okay, that works. So that's working fine. So we're moving it from -100. So that's animating from this end, starting from here all the way to here in 1 second. And if we are to, how do we reload this again and try that out? I thought I was having a terminal open somewhere. I actually was looking for this, and it was on my other screen. So we have this. Let's try reloading, and there we go. So that's good for me. I think that's good. So you could actually work with this. So we have the animation moving from the left hand side all the way to the center of the screen. I think that's okay. Let's see what else we need to actually work on. And we could actually say after this is done, we'll actually shake. Maybe when the animation is done, then we could actually do something else. Maybe move to the welcome screen. We could actually check that out. Now let's see in React documentation. Okay, we can actually pass in a callback to this start function. Wait. Okay, we can actually do it this way and get this will get called at the end of the animation. Okay. Then close this off, and inside you can create another screen called onboard. Basically this particular screen here called onboard. Say onboard screen TXX. We could just use React arrow function, which is a expected one, and then we could import. Okay, but we don't need all this stuff. Maybe few of them that we need, or we might need them all, but just keep on updating for now. The ones we don't need, we remove it later on. So code is onboard screen at the moment, so leave it this way. Next is how do we, okay, let's add this to our app here. So as another screen right here, using stack dot screen. So we call that onboard, and the component is onboard screen. Okay, we need to close this off. There we go. An option we could actually add a title to it. I'll call that onboard. Okay, go ahead and save this. So right now, another challenge is how do we navigate from one screen to another? So that's what we need to look at. So how do we navigate? It looks like we could actually use um, I found something. So we could head over to our welcome screen, since they said that we could actually pass a callback function here that animation gets called when it's done. If we pass that in, so we could actually make use of this. Let me just import that. So it's called use navigation from React navigation native. So basically this function here, we could actually create that in here, initialize that somewhere up here, just say constant navigation, use navigation. And yeah, because actually we could actually do something like navigation dot navigates onboard screen, but there's nothing like onboard screen. What we have is an onboard, that's the name. Okay, already here. Call that to be onboard. Okay, that's working. So just try that again one more time and say from where's that? Okay, so we good. Okay, that's good. So basically, once the animation is done, we are being taken directly to the welcome screen, or once on burst screen, I mean to say, or once the animation is done, we'll be actually be taken directly um to the maybe sign up page or home page, something like that. But yeah, we could actually see that it's working. And next we could actually do is, so we got this stuff working here. Let's see what else we need to fix. So next is to actually work on this, and we could actually see the color. The background color should be that shouldn't be, is that white? No, it's not white. So the background color should be this color here, and it's called F7 F7 F8. So next stuff we could do here is to head over to our theme folder, create a custom color, call that custom colors dot tx, and create a class for that, and I'm going to call that custom colors. And we need to export this to fix the error message. Export default custom colors, and in here we're going to have a static field where we're going to call main color, say app main color, which should be equals to the color we source here, we source somewhere here, which is says f7 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 f8. So the last one is f8. No, this is not the main color. So the app main color should be something else here. The what we just called main color should be named something else, so we're going to rename it. So welcome screen, so this should be our main color. Copy that over. So this will actually show us an error, so we need to fix that. And we need to replace what we copied, put it in here, and this we're going to call this background color app background color. So that should be this. And if we head over here, we could import our custom colors. Go ahead and import this. I want to say dot main color because that's what is needed there, and then save that. Then we head over to the onboard screen. So onboard screen, we're going to create styles. Let's copy this. Let's copy the similar code, paste that somewhere here, and import. So we come to remove this welcome test. We don't have anything like welcome test. So the main container, which is the background, and we're going to say the color should be background color, not main color. So that's app background color. We're going to use our styles in here. So let us say style. Okay, there we go. So go ahead and save that. This should actually show up here, but let's make sure that's actually showing up. Add this to be something like blue. Okay, so it's working. So if you go back to our color, there we go. So our background color is basically this color here, which is no white. And once we add that, I think the next thing we could actually do before we can call it a day here is to add this flower here, but I couldn't actually get hold of something like this, and what I was able to get hold of was Lottie animation. So I'm going to get the Lottie animation here. So we'll be using the Lottie animation for that. Let's see. got it. So this is Lottie animation I want us to use. So this particular animation, in place of that flower there, I could actually you add that. So to download, you can just download that as Lottie JSON, and let's implement that. So let's say Lottie React Native. So Lottie React Native. So basically, this library helps you to add Lottie um, animation to your React Native app. So this is how to do that. npm install. So just copy that from here. Why is it asking us to use version 3 point something whereby they have version 5.14 there? So I should actually bring this up. Go ahead and install that package. And yeah, so there, this way we do it. So I'm going to stop this from running. I'm going to start version 1 5.14 5.1.4. Enter. Now start install. What happened? Okay, I think we have to go back to the version that asked us to use. Okay, so let's install 3.4.0. Is it taking this much time? Mm. Okay, so the installation is done. Let's see what else we need to do. So just install and then run pub install. Um, So we could actually use the declarative way, which is this. We could actually use this one, this way to play the animation. I think we should actually go with the imperative way, declarative way for the animation. Okay, so let's head over to our app, which is here, and head over to the onboard screen, which is right here, and we'll actually uncomment this out and in here. Okay, before we do that, let's run pod install in iOS folder, basically pod install. Okay, that's done with cd out. Oh no, cd out, and then let's add our Lottie. So copy this, and I'll go ahead over here, paste that in here, and need to import that too. So there we go. Okay, so we could just head over here and actually add importation to that. Next is so it's an animation.json. We could actually go straight into our asset folder. Here's our asset folder right in here. We could create another folder called Lottie. So Lottie, we head over here and download the Lottie animation, the JSON format. So you need to sign up to download that, but I already signed up, so I'll download that on my own. So I've downloaded that here. So let me open my Finder. So here's my Finder. Head over to the download folder, and here's animation that we're trying to add. Just drag that and drop that in the Lottie folder that we created. Minimize this and then copy the name and then delete this. Then head over to here. I'm going to say slash. So this is the name .json. Well, we are saying dot assets slash. So inside our asset folder, like we have here, AWS slash, we are looking for the folder called Lottie. So have LOTTIE slash whatever we are doing. So let's test this out by actually running this. Say so run iOS. Okay, we are having a lot of errors now. Okay, unable to resolve that. So I couldn't find the file. see what we're missing. Yeah, I think we can actually do this and work around here for the, because the error we are having is actually URL issue, so you couldn't find this location of what you're doing here. So I could just say inside our Lottie folder, create an index file dot tx JSA1 and just paste this here. So I have constant Lottie files. Going to remove these ones. What we're actually trying to do is this. So that's called gear flower. Got a gear flower. So go ahead and save that. And we can actually make use of this. Okay, we have to import that assets. Head over here and instead of onboard screen, copy this. So inside the source here, I'm just going to paste that for the Lottie source, like what he did here. So the same way, and to kind of like remove all this and then add assets which we need to import. Say dot Lottie files dot gear flower and go ahead and save that. But I think we need to restart our app. No, yeah. Go ahead and run the code on iOS again. And there we go. So finally we are able to add Lottie animation to our React Native app. Like I said, we'll be stopping here for today, and also thanks to the author of this article, Lupesh Shwadhari. I'm bad at name pronunciation, but thanks to him, we are able to add Lottie animation to our React Native file. We are going to continue from here tomorrow, and tomorrow basically what we're going to be working on is trying to get our onboard screen to look like this. So we are replacing this flower with this gear with a flower, and then we're going to add this text below here and the button, and hopefully we're able to add this section and then the terms and conditions right here, and also other parts of the app. We continue that from tomorrow and walk all the way down to, yeah. So thank you guys for joining. See you guys tomorrow on our new episode. And also, guys, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and also hit the help bell button to keep in touch with my content. And yeah, that's it.